Hi guys, this is Kayla.
And this is Becky, and we're with a couple of these reads.
Yes, and welcome to 2025. We're sorry we disappeared for close to 2 months.
I know.
But we are back, and we're excited to be back. We're excited to review books with you and everything that entails.
Yes. Which, Tickle Bumps, cute little story about this winery. It's a female wine maker.
Oh, nice.
And the actual name of the wine comes from her toddler. As they were she was strolling her along, the baby started giggling and went over a bump and said, "Oh, Tickle Bumps."
Oh.
And that's how she came up with the name. And this is a sparkling rosé, and it really smells sweet, but when you taste it, it's not. It's got a little bit of a tartness to it.
Yeah, it's got that citrusy taste, but it is.
And I'm thinking maybe a hint of strawberry. And then I don't know if it's lemon. It's not orange, but
it might be lime.
It might be lime. Yeah.
Yeah, because it tastes a little more like lime to me, and this is just us guessing.
Yeah.
But it is by far probably the best champagne I've had.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful.
So definitely check it out on Scout and Cellar. Check our link.
Yes.
This is not the champagne we mix for mimosas. This is the champagne you take by itself and enjoy.
Yes.
And it tickles all the way down.
And it's what you celebrate.
Yeah.
New Year's, new phases of life, new books. And old favorite authors.
Yes.
The book I have is The Scholar and the Last Fairy Door by H.G. Faerie. I love H.G. Faerie as an author. She is outstanding. I mean, her writing is just, it's beautiful. And it is so intriguing. It just kind of grabs you and pulls you in. She wrote The Magician's Daughter, which was one of my all-time favorites of 2023, and this is one of my all-time favorites of 2024. And H.G. Faerie it's about a girl, a group of students really, but this commoner who she's very intelligent, and she ends up going to the Academy of Magic, so to speak, even though she's not a magical person, because during World War I, her brother was attacked by a fairy curse. And this is why it's called The Last Fairy Door, is during the war, the fairies and the humans were fighting together. And one of the fairies opened a fairy door thinking they were helping. Well, fairies are very conniving creatures, to say the least. And they can be very angry, and they can lash out, and they make deals with you that you do not understand what you're making, because you have to be so specific in your wording. And if a single syllable or word that you speak to them can be twisted, they will twist it. And you are bound to them and to carry out whatever you've made the deal for. Well, someone opened a door, and this fairy escaped and killed a whole bunch of people. And her brother is attacked, and another fairy was there, or a magical person was there, and he ended up saving her brother's life. He was able to take the curse that the fairy threw out and slow it down, but eventually the curse will kill him. And she's trying to find a way to cure the curse. And when this happened, all of the magical people came together, and they closed all the fairy doors, or so they thought. And she goes, and she doesn't fit in. She's from a farm family. Most of the people here would be considered aristocrats, that kind of blue bloods, this kind of thing at the academy. So she really doesn't fit in, but she spends a lot of time in the library reading, and she reads obscure authors. and the golden boy of the academy comes by and sees her reading this particular author, and it piques his interest in her. And so he kind of she can't believe that this, like, of course he's beautiful and all these things, and she becomes friends with him and his two buddies, and it's what they go through. And she ends up being able to practice magic, even though she's not a magical person. She doesn't have magic in her blood. She's able to learn, and she is eventually she learns what is going on, and while there is a Lassador, because there's a lot of secrets that this wonderful golden boy hasn't told her, and undoubtedly has not told his friends either. Some things he did during the war that nobody knows anything about. So he has a lot of secrets, and they end up spending a summer together at his country home, and which is something she's never experienced before, because we're talking castle like thing, and she's from a farm where she feeds the cows and the chickens and the goats and all that, and so it's a totally different lifestyle for her. But the way the characters come together, their interactions with each other, the interactions within the fairy world and the magical world, and how everything interlaces, and it's just so intriguing. And it's like an onion. As you read through it, you're just peeling off one more layer and one more layer and one more layer until you finally get to the center of everything. And it's and there's a lot of twists and turns in there, and at the very end you're going to be aha. And it was a fabulous read, definitely 5 stars. If Aardvark does a book of the year, this is the book of the year. I mean, I've read a good many of their books this past year, but this one is by far the absolute best.
Now, is it in the same universe as Magician's Daughter? I know it's like similar time period.
It's a similar time period, but
gotcha.
They don't really overlap with each other. There's totally different standalone things, so you don't have to know anything about. But it is that magical aspect of the story that's in there.
Well, I'm going to have to pick it up at some point.
It's wonderful. So definitely read it. 5 stars plus.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to grab your copy and get some wine. Happy New Year. Bye, guys.